Hey there, fellow pilgrims, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey, the Pilgrim ship. Episode 49, Liara and crew arrive at Blood Gulch. The current priority is to raffle off Ibis, the Unnamed, the person that had just joined. So let's go ahead and start the timer for that. There we go. And then my larger plan. So I would like to make more sets of armor before we really leave. The reason being, a lot of our armor is like worn out, and now we have Unnamed and also Turtle, who will need to gain armor. I would like, ideally, to have Turtle ready to fight, because 2 brawlers or possibly 3 brawlers are better than 1. Mag has switched back to being a brawler. Turtle will be a brawler once his brain is fixed. And what I'm hoping to do is to get another brawler. Possibly Air Dog, given his melee preference. But I'm not 100% sure. But 3 brawlers would certainly help. So in order to amass the armor that we need, there's a few things we need as well. We need more plasteel, because our armor takes a lot of plasteel. And then we're going to need chem fuel, because again, armor takes a lot of chem fuel. So trying to get the wood for the chem fuel for the armor is one such goal. We are just about underneath the mech hive. But adjacent to our current tile here is a plasteel-rich area, which I thought might be good to visit. Granted, it is next to 2 other zones, but the thinking is to try to mass as much plasteel as possible so that we can replace armor when needed. The other thing I was hoping to do is get some healing implants into Mag and anyone else that is to be a brawler. And the reason for this is when you're brawling, you take a lot of small injuries constantly. And when you're up in space and you only have 1 brawler and they're wounded, it does slow down your progress considerably. So what I was hoping to do is to have at least 2 brawlers so they could work in shifts. Which is why I think, as eager as I am to get up into space, we ought to wait for Turtle, maybe. I might even consider giving him 1 of the heal serums, because we have 2 heal serums. He's currently in a regen cycle to cure some of the brain scars, but it's possible that we heal serum the other one for the sake of time. Oh, I just have a dirty screen. Never mind. The creativity is not particularly helpful, and then the Royal Tribute Collector is not helpful either. Is the new recruit a slave? No, they're not. Unnamed here is a full-fledged member. And I think has all of the correct, well, it doesn't have crafting, but all of the correct work priorities now, too. What the beehive things next to my shuttle bay are. These things are grav shield generators. They absorb, they're like low shield that the mechs have. Julian, thank you for the reset. Yeah, it didn't even occur to me that they were beehive shaped. But fair enough. Took me a little bit by surprise, but yeah. Beehivey things. Alright. So, we have the Locust Armor coming off the line. I think we've got the Healing Enhancer and the Cataphract Helmet. And then Turtle has 6 days left in the pod. So if all goes well, our ETA to launch is about 6 days when Turtle when we have equipment for both the unnamed and turtle. And that way we'll be all set and ready to go. I think we'll launch to the plasteel soon. Also, there's Gray, who is 18% conversion. So Gray ought to be ready to join us as well. So that will be our third brawler, ideally. Oh, and Julian, not only did you just resub, but the new pawn is yours. There you go. Congrats. So we're working on armor for Julian. I don't think there's any reason to stay on this map tile any longer, so let's get moving. My lights have been doing that recently. I'm not sure why. Alright, here we go. Heading down to the Temperate Forest. Are there any more roles to assign? Yeah, I could hypothetically assign another dedicated marksman. If I did choose to do that, I'm not exactly sure how I would make it. But I could consider it. Having overlapping marksman command would certainly be very helpful. Implant half-cyclers into the slave. Lower consciousness for slaves are not a bad thing as long as they no longer need bedrooms. So... yeah, I mean, that certainly could be a good implant. There is an ancient danger here. There is gold. And if we're trying to save up for a golden throne, you know, that's not bad. There's lots of bugs. That means insect jelly, which is not a terrible food source to have for mood. I don't see any plasteel. Let's search for it. Compacted... oh, yeah. Whoa, there's a lot. Okay. So the plasteel is on the west side of the map. Got it. So I'll park here. Does Marksman command stack with itself? The caster of the Marksman command doesn't get the benefit of it. So technically sort of yes, but you don't get 2 stacks of it for the non-Marksman commanders. If that makes sense. So it's more that I would be able to stagger it so that each day a new caster would use it, rather than like, oh god, I didn't see those guys. Oh, okay. Like all the hive just got pissed. Cool. Well, let's let him up. Yeah, the stacking was really like so that they could take ships. That was more what I meant. Wow, good dodging so far. You've only gotten hit twice. Oh, and breachers. And, you know, it's funny that these breachers are attacking me right when I have cleared out all the bugs that would have been in their way. Oh, also, what the hell is that doing in my ship? How, you must, I mean, I know you came in from the front, but, that's one of the reasons why I have turrets. So I'm spinning up the turrets. I guess I'll be red, because this is a raid. Spinning up the turrets, and what I can do is I can just hold my ground, because we're within the domes of the shields, especially if we stand, like, right here. And that way we can fight this group and also benefit from our own shields. Because breachers aren't going to abide by, you know, walls or anything. The other thing I might try is I might, let's see, who has the right raffle for this? Joker? I might try to, set off some of these mining charges on them. I don't think that will reach. Decent idea, but... Oh. Oh, almost. Almost. Because the mining charges took out the marble column. It's weird that there were, like, marble columns holding up the roof. You don't typically see that on map gen. And none of these guys had any weapons that were... The one with the EMP rifle, EMP launcher, is the most dangerous. Tess. But apart from Tess, I didn't see any weapons that, like, particularly concerned me. What I can try to do is neutralize Tess with Berserk or something like that. Hey, Crimson! Thank you for the resub, man. Alright, Joker. Hit this mine charge. That should be a lot of fun. Oh, they're using... Okay, that's cute. I like it. Liara, if they're hiding behind that, let's Berserk Bowen. He looks pretty armored. And then maybe Berserk Lover? How is the shield's durability holding up? Actually, pretty good. Surprisingly good. Alright, the outer shield just broke. We're down to the inner shield, which has 400 hit points left. I think if I back off, they won't, because they're hiding behind a low shield pack. I can't really whittle them down until they move. So I'm just going to reposition myself to make it a little bit easier for my low shield packs to do what they need to do. And let's see. I'm just going to make them all vomit. Alright, this layer of shield's about to break, so let's fall back again. Almost perfect timing. And, Tornal's father just, like, landed here. Okay. Alright, so these guys are breachers. They are, indeed trying to breach. Because of course they would. Let's see. Who is the incendiary shell launcher? Oh, you know what the other thing I could do? Aid. Yeah, let's call a cat squad. Because I'm not going to be able to call allies when I'm in space, so I might as well use privileges now. Because saving them up for when we're in space won't matter at all. And these guys can tank like crazy. Okay, they're gone. Stop firing down range, because you're going to hit mag. Everyone, except for Liara, you are free to leave. And then, let's take a look. Greedy and industrious and unwaveringly loyal. But, you have some armor that I wanted. You also got, like, anime hair, so on that alone, you die. Ray has armor that we want to strip as well. And then Breakfire, go help Studio or whatever the name is. I don't know what that name is. It's wildly weird name. So Liara is just playing cleanup. How are you down? Oh, you just OD'd on drugs? That's hilarious, you moron. I'ma go get them! Yeah! Well, good job. You get a summary execution. And what about Tornal's dad? Tornal's dad is out here. An ascetic nut owl that doesn't believe in what we believe in. A selfless hunter. How selfless are you? Well, I guess you... I don't know. You're in a shooting coma? Yeah, okay. That explains your, like, I can't work. Hey, Tornal. You have a... What is my lights doing? Tornal, go rescue your dad. Offer, thank you for all the gifted subs. I'm gonna assume my lights are going absolutely wild due to that or something. I don't know. There's some alert problem going on. I don't need seizures. I'll have to fix that later. Mental note. Lights, no worky. And I think... Oh, yeah. Okay, so these, allies that are coming to help me are going to, like, wipe out the rest of the bugs, because, like, all the human targets are now dead. So, I guess that works. And I'm gonna try to strip the ones that have decent plasteel-y armor on them. Send the most brain-damaged person to rescue the dad? Oh, God. Alright, so we rescued one of the soldiers. You. Dr. Care no meds, and then the father as well. Yeah, and then... Okay, Mag, you aren't going to get that kind of healing. There's a fort assault. I don't really care. I mean, the honor's nice and all, but I'm going to go with don't care. So, this hive needs to get cleared out so I have access to the plasteel. But I'm a little worried about cave collapse. So before I do anything else, I'm going to want to make sure that the cave is not going to come falling on my head. So, Opfer, cheers. Thank you for all the gifted subs. I really appreciate it. How is... Ooh, the locust armor's almost done. So now the drive here is to make sure to haul in all of the armor that should be hauled, so that we can smelt it down. I could take skulls, but I think we're pretty... I'm surprisingly pretty good on skulls at the moment. I'm still in grid access. Maybe I'll turn off the infinite chem reactor. Honestly, the infinite chem reactor is like a pretty poor efficiency as far as like making chem fuel goes, so I don't really need to have that running. Alright, so the current priority right now is strip, mine, and prep for mech hive. I hope to strip mine as fast as possible. So to that end, I'm going to rally... Oh, they're already moving on these bugs. Perfect. Do you like the laser weapon? It can be really powerful if you have, like, if you have defenses that allow you to use it. But, as you say, you do have to kind of, like, stand and tank a while prior. So it's not an easy thing to use, necessarily. A masterwork locust armor. Perfect. Alright, Julian, that shall be yours. So we gained access to this plasteel and this plasteel. Perfect. And while I'm here, I think, oddly, it's going to be faster for you to mine a corridor. Oh, I don't want to get friendly fire by these guys, though. For me to mine a corridor rather than for me to go all the way around. Oh, a high sector drone. Well, that shouldn't affect Liara so bad because she just did murder a whole bunch of people. She got a ×5 ×5. So she should be fine. So thank you, Shadowlands, for throwing your dead bodies at me to make me massively happier. I really appreciate your sacrifice, your generous stupidity. So as far as armors to smelt, so some of the armor that we stripped off the enemy, oh, they're fleeing now. Some of the armor that we stripped off the enemy is not going to be worth very much because it's tainted and will get smelted, but some of it we can actually sell. So the idea over here is we might as well get a little bit more rep for our efforts, so I'm gonna rescue this royal as well. Wow, he got lots of bites. God, locusts are annoying. Oh, it's just because it's a bunch of hives that just keep just swarming us. Sorry, frontliners. Oh god, I can't even get away from these bugs because they get set on fire and then they like flee towards me. Quit stepping on me. Well, if we wanted to make him fuel out of insect meat, be pretty easy. So you've got 13 hours to live, no problem. And that's all of the... So that's all the bugs that were guarding the gold, so that's kind of perfect. I am a little worried about the ancient mining charges, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to physically move these away from the gold, because they actually are horrible at doing legit mining. So we don't really want to use the ancient mining charges for, you know, for mining reasons. They suck at it. Frustratingly enough. Wall raise may help? Yeah, if I had it. Sure. Is that... Okay, so as long as we stay away from the east, that's all of the bugs. Now, one thing I could probably do is install mining charges around the hives. I'm sort of curious if this is a viable defense. And then just, like, having them chain explode and, like, killing all of the bugs. So let's see. Mag, what is... Oh, the droner. Yeah, okay, that's legit. I didn't need to be using meds for you. So here's another cataphract helmet, and that's going to be for Turtle once Turtle is out. And can be issued orders and moved around and whatnot. When he has a brain. There we go. I dropped as a target. So, pretty curious if this is a functional way to, like, clear a whole bunch of bugs. Probably, I'd imagine it will be. So, I'm gonna wake up some of our crew and blow them up. This will be fun. Sorry, Bluebird, but you're also gonna have to die. Bugs? Let it be known, I am a really good debugger. It did trigger the other hive, the adjacent one, but it's no problem at all. Dodger bird? Yeah, no kidding. I was surprised about that. So I think that will be every single insect on the map tile. And then let's not forget, and I say this out loud only because I know I'm going to forget, about the ancient danger. Because there's an ancient danger there that we're going to want to clear up as well. All right, now that there are no imminent threats of bugs, we can kind of go wherever we want. Oh my god, there's so much gold. Mining out the components, because we're kind of low on components, especially if we're going to head to space and take on the mech hive. We should stockpile on those. And then we should stockpile on the plasteel, stockpile on the gold for the golden throne. So there's a whole bunch of tasks to be handled prior to leaving. There's still a hive near gold. I don't see any hives anywhere on this map tile, so I mean, like, the physical hive, yes, but they should be dormant. So, if you're not sure what I mean by that, if they exist on map spawn, they're dormant and they don't reproduce, so they're not a threat. I mean, obviously we can get insect jelly for killing them. Oh my god! Storyteller wants me to have that golden throne hard. Or is trying to drive up my colony value. I'm not sure which, but I'm happy with either. Yeah, so dormant hives are, like, not an issue, and you don't need to worry about them because they won't spread. It's the active hives that are scary. So we got the healing enhancer. One of them is going to go into, you guessed it, our brawler, Meg, so that she can recover more quickly from injuries. And then I'm going to want another one in Turtle, and yet another one in Gray, or whatever Gray's name is going to end up being. Let's see. Air Dog, could you convert Gray? Gray is pretty close to being ready to be recruited. I'm a little bit worried about him having a mental break and converting to some other ideology. That would be a big drawback, a big setback. Killing the hives do give mood boosts, but there are diminishing returns on it. Also, I don't think these hives, like, count for whatever reason. Like, I'm not getting mood boost out of it. But let's try forcing the issue. Yep, for whatever reason, these aren't, like, proper hives. They're not counting towards defeating a hive. I don't know why. But, you know, the insect jelly is nice to have, so even if it isn't counting, I can still benefit. Oh my good lord, it is dirty. So, gross meat is the top biofuel refining priority. So we should have a whole bunch of chem fuel just from the bug meat. And this is a lot of plasteel. So we wore our plasteel down to 22, and we're going to jump back up to like 400 or something like that, which is great, because we're going through a lot of armor, trying to prepare for the fight. Who's fleeing right now? Oh, Larva is chasing Breakfire. Little acid spitter, I mean. Now let's get the plasteel first, and then the gold. Or components, whatever. As long as they're being productive. Insulting spree for Air Dog. Oh, great. Air Dog is the most mood sensitive of all of our colonists, and he's getting an insult spree. Well, sort of, because Mag, like, immediately just fell asleep. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just the fault of the Psychic Droner. But still. So, if I was to call in a caravan, let's call in an... Yeah, let's do that. So in the morning, I'm going to ask Deuter Cities for a caravan for exotic goods. I wouldn't mind stockpiling more on, like, lances and doomsday launchers, stuff of that nature. Never hurt. We've also gotten double ambrosia sprouts, but I don't think I'm going to be here long enough to actually benefit from it. Oh, come on. You... Okay. Trade caravan, exotics, thank you. If I wanted a throne, because I see you're asking about that, and there's the conversion. Sweet. So if I wanted a throne... No, that's not a throne. If I wanted a throne, I would need 3,075 gold. I've got about... After leaving this mad tile, I should be maybe almost halfway there. And Gray is now ready to be recruited, and only has a resistance to 2. So the mood should be, for Gray, should be turning around pretty quickly, I suspect. Because all of the expectations that Gray had from his past ideology are wiped, which are good. All right. Air Dog, you, Mr. I'm going to call you Mr. Fussy Wussy. Go have a beer, go have a tea, and stop being a pain in my butt. Recruiter enslaved? So he's going to be recruited. The intent was for him to be a brawler. Our third brawler. Going for 3 brawlers for a proper choke point. Which I think will be really helpful when coming to fight mechs. Because you can shut down centipedes and the like by just like out-brawling them. So that was sort of the idea that I had. So between Gray, once he gets recruited, and Turtle, once he gets brain healed, we should have a pretty decent defense force against mechanoids. At least I hope so. Boom. Sorry, guinea pig. You were a bit of a guinea pig. Julian, you can't hit a box? And you're a... Oh, I guess you're trigger happy. I wonder if damage dealt via the... Well, I guess we did see the insects attack me. But I'm sort of curious if the damage that I deal to animals via explosives that I trigger are attributed to me, meaning, like, do I aggro animals if they get shot that way? Because I can see a situation where they wouldn't. How long until his brain is fixed? At least one of the scratch scars is fixed in 4 days, but he does have 3 scratch scars, so it's kind of like a, will his brain work well enough? I'm truly not sure. Not only that, but we're also feeding 3 guests. Tornal's father, and then 2 of the Imperial soldiers that we ordered. So I'm gonna say stop making chem fuel from wood. We'll stockpile a whole bunch of wood to keep our braziers lit. And we're getting more than enough chem fuel through insect meat, so I don't think that will be much of an issue. We already have 1,000 stocked. Which indicates I should probably stop cutting down trees. Yes. So his brain injuries is a result of a failed surgery. We're trying to install a pilot assistant into him because he is a high int, so that he could be a co-pilot, and the surgery failed. The like 140% chance for successful surgery failed. All right. The other thing I wanted to do is to hire, not high, but higher priority haul everything, because we have a lot of plasteel that is out here that we have not, that we haven't rounded up. And it would be wise to grab it in case we have to leave in a hurry. Alright, Royal Empire is very happy with us. With that in mind, Liara, in the morning, call on a trade caravan from the Royal Empire as well. Because, they're about to like us more when Lost Pro leaves, so we might as well. So we're gonna have an exotic goods and imperial trader coming. I don't know if I have enough, like, stuff to sell to both, but at least we have the opportunity, and that's what counts. So now that I think once the plasteel gets hauled in, I'll start mining the gold. I'm going to hold off on mining the gold until we actually have collected our plasteel. Oh, or that. 22 scythers and 24 scythers. Well, speaking about allies, military aid and military aid. We've pulled this trigger before, so this should be familiar. Just when in doubt, let our allies deal with it. So I have a slightly different plan than normal. I'm going to turtle up the ship because I designed the ship in such a way that there's really not anything to attack on the externals. Which means I can also hit, because it's 7 in the morning, I can hit an animal pulsar and force the animals to fight the scythers as well. Now, the scythers aren't awesome at fighting animals, but, like, you know, they are able. So, Meg, you're going to have full ship access. And what I want to do is I want to deliver the wood here, but not actually consume it. Oh, and now the whole herd of rhinos are now pissed. Because they got friendly fired or something. I'm a little worried about hitting friendlies with my firing force, but, I mean, oops, that got built real fast. It's Liara we're talking about, so she doesn't really care. Alright, so door 1, door 2. And everyone is pulling back inside. Meg, you're going to build the wall. And Liara, you're going to hit the pulsar. Okay, so there's a rat that's going to want to, like, mess with me. It's fine. I think that's the only... No, there's also a porcupine in here, too. So I'll turn on some turrets for that. Alright, Liara. Hit the pulsar. Wow, it just like walked right past and okay. Sometimes it'd be like that. Alright, so now the scythers are I mean, they're not particularly hurt, I would say, but they are at least, there was an attempt to attack them. Oh, okay, and now there's breachers. What is going on? Like, how many raiders am I gonna have? Alright, the other worry that I have is Lost Pro recovering too quickly and like deciding to leave and then not having pathing to get out. I guess we'll cross that when we get there, right? So the breachers should be valid targets for the scythers because they are hostile with one another. I just hope that they like wrap up their task killing the horses prior, because you know otherwise the breachers are going to be attacking our ship, and I don't really want that either. Because, well, they're breached axe. Okay, we're gonna need to do something about that. Break fire, please seal Julian. So the breachers that have breach axes need to get neutralized so they don't pose a threat to our ship. The rest of the breachers are taking their time. How many more are there? So there was 50. Boy, is this annoying. Well, I guess I'll just trooper squad slow them down. And then try to turtle back up and see what ends up happening. Why is there... Oh. They arrived through my roof. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey, the Pilgrim ship, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow pilgrims.